Excellence comes from enjoyment. Can you excel in something that you do not enjoy? Can you really excel in something that you do not enjoy? Can you excel in that? Yes. He has learned this secret. But again, not you to be blamed. Since childhood, you are fed upon a diet of statements like, hard work is the key to success. Now, it's such a stupid thing to say, but then it's been rolling on. And we didn't understand, we were kids, we accepted it. You're not to be faulted. But are we kids even today? Should we keep living on such flawed basis? On such flawed fundamentals? Essentially, you see, what is it that you are afraid to accept? You are afraid to accept that life can be joyful, that freedom is possible. That's what you are really afraid to accept. Nothing else. Were I to tell you that life is deprivation and you must keep working and slog your asses off, you would be too keen to accept it. And you'll say, yes, that is the truth. That is the truth, yes. But it is so hard for you to accept when I say, no, life is bliss, life is freedom, life is love, and life is not a torture. You say, no, this is not true. Life is a torture. Life is a torture. Because you have been conditioned into believing this. This rubbish has been drilled down deep into your minds that life is a torture. You won't accept it so easily that life is not a torture.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, how did those IITians, you said, how did they realize that, this so-called secret of life, that life is meant to be enjoyed? They also came from the same background.
Right.
They were also drilled in the similar.
Correct.
How did they realize?
Right. Nobody needs to, what's the name, beta?
Tane.
Nobody needs to realize it. Actually, you see, even the child knows this secret. It's not as if those IITians went on a special journey to realize it. Even that kid knows this secret. What does the kid do all day except having a good time? Have you ever watched a small child, a really healthy 2-year-old? He dances for his own fun. He will not dance to your tunes. And everything that he does is intended at his own joy, right? So even the kid knows that secret. However, after that, a tragic event happens. The tragic event is that the family and the society and education, they start conditioning us. The child is given a course on moral science, moral values. The parents become adamant in teaching him this is right, this is wrong, this is the way life should be lived. Education keeps on telling him, half-yearly exams are rahe, padhai karo. So the message that goes to him is, education is important because half-yearlies are approaching. Education is not important in itself. And there is this whole system around him, TV, media, religion, ideologies, that fill up his mind with rubbish. The ideas didn't do anything extra. The guys that I'm talking of, they didn't do anything extra. If you are raising your hand in the middle of an answer, that means you could not be listening, because were you listening, you could not be thinking. And if you are not listening, then your question is anyway worthless. So why should I take it? Wait. Listen. I give ample opportunities for you to raise a question. That's the time. So they didn't do anything extra. They just escaped being made a victim.
How is that possible?
Oh, surroundings. It didn't have anything to do with them. See, till the age of 8, 10 or 12, you are anyway highly dependent. Because your neurological system, the basic grey matter, is not yet ripe. So you are dependent and you can't do it. It's inevitable. And that's the time when the society and the other forces, they exploit you fully. What do? Before the age of 12, you are given a religion without your consent. Without your consent. Now your mind is filled with a lot of notions regarding religion. Nobody chooses his religion. You are just handed it over. Before the age of 12, notions regarding gender, regarding life, they are all drilled into you. And the body, the brain is not yet ripe. It is dependent. It is dependent, so it can't resist. The mind of the immature being in terms of chronological age is like, a sponge. It just keeps absorbing whatever comes to it. Just as a sponge absorbs whatever comes to it. It just keeps absorbing. It doesn't yet have the discerning ability, the intelligence to discriminate. So before the age of puberty, 12, 14, a lot of corruption has already happened here. And you can't do much about it. You can't do much about it. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. A lot of beliefs have been drilled down. The entire worldview has been created, and it is not your worldview. Somebody else has implanted it within you. But that can happen only till a particular age, and if it happens till around 12 or 14, it is alright. You can't prevent it. But none of you right now are 12 or 14. You are fully grown adult human beings, 18, 20, 21 years of age. If the process is still continuing, the thing that happens to us is still continuing with you, then it's obviously tragic. In psychology, beta, there is that 13, 14 years of age. Just as in mathematics, you have something called a point of inflection. Point of inflection. What is that? When the slope changes from positive to negative or negative to positive. Similarly, in psychology, you have that point of mental inflection, where you take the turn from being dependent to being independent, and around 14 years is the ideal age for it. It can come earlier also. It can happen at 10 or 11 also, but 14 is an acceptable age. A requirement for that point of inflection to come is that those around you, they must be very, very aware. They must realize that the kid has now come to a stage when he must be made self-dependent. When all the beliefs that we gave to him must be declared to be external, and he should be told to look at the world from his own eyes. From his own eyes. He should be told that it was alright. Because you were a kid, we gave you a particular religion, now you are free, you decide whether you want to continue. It's alright, we told you what love is, what joy is, what life is, what money is, what marriage is, but now you must look at it with your own eyes, and suitable situations must be created for this point of inflection to come. Unfortunately, most of our homes, our families, also our education, is not aware enough to give the child that point of inflection. The result is that the larva is continuing to be in the cocoon even at a time when it should have become the butterfly. The cocoon, the protective cocoon, must be taken away, right? So that now the larva can change into butterfly and fly in the open sky. But that doesn't happen in our families and in our education system. The result is that we remain dependent, we remain mentally full of beliefs given by others. We remain fully conditioned.